Hello, my name is Chris Palmer, and in today's video, I would like to discuss on-page SEO, but more importantly, I want to share with you the best on-page SEO checklist. All right, so let's not waste any time. Let's get into the on-page SEO checklist, starting with the most important element. So the number one most important element, and this is something that's important. I made a dedicated video on this, but number one is going to be your URL. When you're deciding your URL or what you're going to put into your slug, if you're on WordPress, you need to think about the user's search intent. How are they searching? What are they putting in when they're searching? And this is going to be the URL. However they are searching for it, let's say this particular page that I'm going to write is going to be on-page SEO checklist. So what would I put in my URL? I would put on-page SEO checklist. That's going to be the slug, or SEO checklist. I would also analyze the SERP. But let's just keep moving down the list here. So number two, the most important element on the page, second, is going to be your title. So the title tag is going to be very important because this is going to distinguish what the page is about. So we have our URL to our title. Very important. These are almost going to be the same. Now, the third element that we're going to make sure that we're putting our headlining or main keyword in is going to be our H1 tag. Now, our URL, title, and H1, that's three exacts for whatever our query is. 9 times out of 10, using the exact text in these places is going to be enough. And then the rest of the page will be made up of partials and variations of the keyword depending on how long it is. So we have our URL, title, H1. Another aspect of on-page when we're thinking about it is then we're looking at the rest of our tags. And the rest of our tags are H2, H3, H4, H5, and H6. Now, a lot of times people may only have one or two of the H5s or 6s, but the next step, which is going to be number 4 here, is going to be the layout, because the amount of elements that are on a page, meaning H2 through H6, how many elements, how many sections are on the page, this is very, very important. And that's going to lead me to the very next step, which is going to be what length of content is best answering a searcher's query. So, and how we determine this is by looking at the SERP. When we look at the SERP, what is Google rewarding? What are they pushing to the top, right? As far as length of documents. So word count is very important because they've already determined what best answers the query. We're then going to go ahead and just move into, once we have the elements and the H tags, it comes down to our P tags, our paragraph text. How much paragraph text are there within those elements? Like, how much content is there? Which this all plays in together. So paragraphs, how many P tags are there? And the next thing I'm going to be looking at is images, right? How many images are there on the page? That brings me right to the image alt, the alt text within the image. What are they using, right? What is the density? Are they using partial? Are they using exact match? Are they just writing exactly what it is? Or are they not using any alt text at all? Because this could be where we could get a boost. The next step that we're going to move down to is going to be our inbound anchors, right? Inbound links. So hypertext on the page matters, okay? But this is inbound. It's internal. I should say internal. It'll be a little bit better, right? We're going to go for internal. So internal anchors. So internal anchor text certainly matters, right? From one page to another. Then we need to start looking at external anchor. So that's links, hypertext on the page going out. Now we could start looking at some smaller aspects for our on-page SEO checklist here, which is going to be bold text. We need to look at italic. I think italic, could be right. Italic text, right? So we need to look at the bolds. We need to look at the italics. We've already came to the conclusion, and as we're doing this, our page is formulating. We need to then just mosey right on down to lists. Are they using unstructured or structured lists? So is it like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or bullets, right? Or lists. So unstructured and structured lists. Then we're looking at video. And what type of video? Are they using iframes? Are they not using iframes? And these are going to be the elements that are on the page that we need to see what Google wants. So this is the list that I would generally go over when I'm constructing a page, all right? It's 1 through 16. These are the elements that I'm looking at. Now, like I mentioned before with the URL, it needs to be, in my opinion, put it in how people are searching. The title should contain your keyword, preferably at the front. You should have your keyword preferably within that first 300 words, like the first sentence should contain your keyword. And then you need to start going in. Now, we can go more granular here because I did not write, and I want to write it here. Like if 17 would be partial match keywords. Like if my main keyword is SEO audit checklist, how many just SEOs? How many just audit? How many just checklist? Or I'm also looking for how many people write SEOs, apostrophe S, or checklists, or just SEO checklist, right? It's a variation of the keyword. I hope that makes sense. So partial, because those are valuable elements too, partials and variations. But this is really going to get you on track, starting from the URL down, doing your page layout, coming up with a consensus and a overall average from what the SERP is showing us. You will be leagues above anybody maybe just starting. All right. My name is Chris Palmer. If you have any further questions related to search, SEO, on-page SEO, anything digital marketing, PPC, anything at all, always feel free to go ahead and leave it in the comments below. I try to answer every question. Just always feel free to reach out. I'd certainly look forward to seeing you in the next on-page SEO checklist video. Have an absolutely wonderful day.